everyone. Just want to come on for a moment and tell you about my experience. There's a song that goes, and I got to replace the words that were used that were used. Well, I got to put back the words that were originally used in the song. For where they were replaced when I was a kid. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a nigga by the toe. If he holler, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So yeah, man, check this out. So, I had posted a perspective, an opinion in a response to what I guess a popular Latino or Mexican YouTuber had put up in regard to this by the name of American Cholo. Um, he allegedly said that he showed lack of concern for the descendants of enslaved Americans. I.e., I myself, those people who I refer to as nigger. That they refer to as nigger, and that nigger, in which of course derived the term negro. Well, I guess negro. I don't know which one. I have to further and that's go into how that goes. But anyway, so basically, what I'm saying is that basically Mr. Cholo had an issue with the African, well, I can't say African American, the blacks that were descended from enslaved peoples in America, enslaved other enslaved black people in America. He had a problem with them receiving reparations. He said he I guess he iterated the fact that the Mexicans should receive reparations. So the video I posted up, it was pretty much it wasn't even myself. It was another YouTuber disputing what he said. With very harshly. He gave him a very stern tongue lashing indeed, and I guess in accordance to doing as such, he also in shock comedian fashion, he also managed to touch on some other topics, touch on some other individuals. Now this is in the names of satire still. I guess, and if you and from a certain generation, we used to play the dozens, and sometimes the dozens would get a little bit insulting, if not acrimonious. I guess heated would be a good term to use. But even in the course of that, they still were just the dozens. Whoever was the issuer of said insult or Joan wasn't necessarily silenced after they did do it. They still were able to go ahead and continue speaking in the way they had spoken before, and the person that they issued the Joan to was able to respond as such. So it's like, okay, well, Mr. Sholo, I guess he's able to say what he can say, in the way he said, and when it comes time for someone else to respond, and I guess take it up a notch, cause in the process of Jonah playing the dozens or snapping on each other, if one person throws an insult, another insult is thrown back. But let me not get too far off. That's not what I'm here for. I got a warning from YouTube, and my YouTube warning was for hate speech, and my thing about it is on the premise I say that the clip that I used was satirical shock jock humor. It was I guess different people take jokes in a different way, and I guess the concept of free speech in America has been blurred, one might say, well, this is YouTube's platform, but still, we can always point out some type of hypocrisy in which YouTube may allow certain other content to remain, and other content, and even just just from the fact that YouTube is able to I don't want to use the S word, the SB word. YouTube is able to regulate their algorithms in a way in which whoever they want to be able to speak is able to speak. So what they did was they told me I attacked a marginalized group or protected class of people. Now I say I believe in the system. That when I say believe, I believe that a system of white supremacy exists, and that system of white supremacy consists of it's a social caste or royalist system where the people that are considered white are at the top tier of that system, and those who are considered black are at the label are placed at the bottom of the system. Now, somewhere in between there, you have Asians, you have Indian folks. I mean, like Hindu, Arabian type Arab folks, and then you have the Filipinos, Latinos, and whoever. And then, of course, somewhere at the bottom, you're going to get to those which I assume the moniker of, which is reflective of my ancestors, the nigger folks. I'd be a nigger folk. So it's like, well, gee whiz. You know, if all people that could be accused of attacking a marginalized group, you know, this is like at this point, if I am considered a marginalized group, then if I was to say something about another marginalized group, wouldn't that be fair ground? Wouldn't that be even ground? But I got a warning from YouTube today on my non-monetized channel with 300 and something subscribers. They say if you do something else again, you get a strike, and you won't be able to post for a week. I don't give a fuck, man. It don't make no. I would if I didn't give a fuck, I wouldn't have got on here talking about it. So I'm not gonna say that. But all this saying to me is that, as it always has been said, that there's a buffer class, and in that buffer class, that there are certain groups that have received a certain other level of protection than other groups. Now, for them to use the term protected class, I attacked the protected class. It was quite humorous. Because of any class or caste or group or ethnicity of people in this country that should be protected, it would seemingly and rationally and logically, in my mind and in my belief and in my humble and honest opinion, it would be those people who classify themselves as nigga. I be a nappy head nigga boy. But it is what it is, man. So we gonna rock with it. I got a warning for hate speech and attacking marginalized. Just everybody, don't nobody have to give a fuck about nobody, kids, whatever group it is. They say fuck them, or don't nobody have to give a fuck about, just because you're a certain particular race or whatever. And I'm saying this as being on the lowest caste of that social royalist system called the system white supremacy. Many don't believe that a system of white supremacy exists. All I can do is go by the evidence. But I do thank YouTube for this lesson. And it's not a lesson it's a lesson I'm sure others have learned as well. But how you gonna give chance? It seems discriminatory. It seems in my mind. It's saying, how can you just? That's like saying, okay, I'm the ground and I'm covered in dirt. That's like you saying, well, if I say that the shirt is dirty or the pants are dirty, I'm the dirt now. I'm the ground. I'm on the ground. I'm the ground and I'm covered in dirt. And if I say that the tree is dirty, fuck it, I'm gonna stay in that. If I say that the tree is dirty, am I attacking a marginalized group? It doesn't. I'm the lowest of the low, and I'm covered in dirt. So for me to say something about if I wasn't even the person who said these things, it was I would not be the one that will, I guess anybody could just about guess, considering just by reviewing the content on my page. But don't, it is what it is. But yeah, man. I ain't even got monetized. I told you, man. A wise man told me get you a couple of YouTube channels, get you one to do your business on, and one just to either push your brand and talk your shit on. And I see it. I see today. You know, this is my list. I'm enrolled in in getting my academic education in the area of social media. Peace of love, y'all. Let me get on off here because I have to go and tend to my professional employ. You know, unfortunately, I haven't monetized myself well enough where I can sit around and when I guess people who make videos content for YouTube don't necessarily sit around and they have to go out and do things in order to build their brand up or build their channel up. I often envy those who are in the algorithm. But you know, all I can do is extend my hand, and hopefully those who might see my content and latch on to me might join me in an organic fashion. So with that being said, nigga nation of nothing, man. Fuck any mini money mo. Catch a nigga by the toe. Every holler, the nigga holler, man. A nigga be hollering. Let him go, man. Let the nigga go. Let the nigga go. The nigga gonna go crazy. You hold him. Peace of love, man.